Good evening, I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. Anwar Ibrahim has urged all parties to respect the legal process and allow investigations into Ismail Sabri Yaakob to proceed without bias. He also denied claims of a political ploy. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has denied claims that the investigation into his predecessor Ismail Sabri Yaakob is politically motivated. When asked about claims that it was a political ploy, Anwar cited the discovery of hundreds of millions of ringgit in a house.
So if you find 500 million in your house, don't touch. Are you telling me that? Then you can't run a government. You run a kongsi club. Please don't. But on Ismail Sabri, let the process go. We are not here to judge. Okay, let the investigation be done professionally, and then due process must be observed. Right?
Anwar also reminded everyone not to pass judgments before the investigation is complete. He stressed that the principle of good governance is to investigate without bias and added that he won't stop any action from being taken. Ismail Sabri is expected to appear at the MACC headquarters in Putrajaya this Friday to provide a statement regarding a corruption and money laundering probe into the expenditure and procurement for the Keluarga Malaysia promotional program. Meanwhile, Umno has stressed that the party is not connected to the ongoing investigations. Umno's Secretary-General Asyraf Wajdi Dusuki has decried certain quarters' attempts to link Umno to the corruption probe involving former Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob. In a statement, Asyraf said Umno views any attempts to link the party with the MACC investigation involving the discovery of a large amount of cash and gold bars at a certain individual's house seriously. He stressed that the party has nothing to do with this and is of the opinion that MACC should be given enough space to investigate the matter transparently without any interference. Asyraf added that Umno will not hesitate to take legal action against anyone who attempts to link, accuse or create a perception that the party is involved with the case. However, he did not name who was making such attempts against the party. MACC had previously confiscated around 170 million ringgit in various currencies from premises linked to Ismail Sabri's former officers. Ismail Sabri is expected to appear at the MACC headquarters in Putrajaya tomorrow to provide a statement regarding a corruption and money laundering probe into the expenditure and procurement for the Keluarga Malaysia promotional program during his premiership. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has denied claims that the investigation into his predecessor was politically motivated. MCMC has fined Harith Iskandar and Facebook user Cecilia Yap 10,000 ringgit each. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission has slapped comedian Harith Iskandar and a Facebook user with a 10,000 ringgit fine each. This was over their comments about the ham sandwich issue in January. In a statement last night, the MCMC said an application has also been made to close their Facebook accounts and Meta is assessing it. It said enforcement action was taken against Harith and Cecilia Yap under Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998 based on provisions enforced prior to the amendments to the law last month. The Commission had received authorization from the Attorney General's chambers to proceed with the compound against the duo who were accused of posting offensive comments involving Islam on January 18th. The ham sandwich controversy emerged on January 10th following the discovery of sandwiches labeled ham and cheese sandwich with the halal logo at a KK Mart outlet. It later emerged that the sandwiches were made with chicken slices, not pork, and the supplier was charged for allegedly misusing the halal logo. Harith had joked about the issue, and Yap was accused of leaving an offensive comment under this post, for which she later apologized. If you'd like access to news like this and more, scan the QR code on the screen and subscribe to Malaysia Kini. Next, the court has allowed the government's application to issue a freezing order on the bank accounts and shares belonging to a Saudi prince and to Najib Razak's former media advisor. The Kuala Lumpur High Court has issued orders to freeze 1MDB-linked cash and assets of a Saudi Arabian prince and a former media advisor to former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak. Judge K. Muniandi allowed the prosecution's restraining order application over $4.5 million allegedly held in Prince Faisal's Turki Bandar Al Saud's bank accounts in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. He also allowed the same order for 12 million shares belonging to Paul Jeffrey Stadlen, held in an asset management company in the United Kingdom. In the application filed yesterday, the government claimed the money in the Riyadh accounts originated from troubled sovereign wealth fund 1MDB. It also claimed that the shares in the UK were purchased using over $100 million embezzled from the East Coast Rail Link, the multi-product pipeline, and the Trans-Sabah gas pipeline. When met by reporters, Deputy Public Prosecutor Mahadi Abdul Jumaat said the Attorney General will now rely on mutual legal assistance to convey the court order to his counterparts in Saudi Arabia and the UK. It is then up to the countries involved on whether they wish to comply with Malaysia's freezing order. Prince Faisal is among several Arab individuals who were the alleged royal donors to Najib. Meanwhile, Stadlen was sought by MACC to facilitate investigations into the 1MDB scandal. However, he had left Malaysia before GE14. He was charged in absentia at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court on February 20, 2019. However, Stadlen reached a settlement with the MACC in 2021 to surrender 7.1 million ringgit back to 1MDB. Aaron Ago Dagang has warned of stern action to be taken against several individuals for insulting the religion of others. National Unity Minister Aaron Ago Dagang has called for stern action to be taken against individuals who provoked, insulted or ridiculed religions on social media platforms. He said this following the action of a few netizens who spread statements related to 3R issues online. In a statement today, he named several individuals, including controversial preacher Zamri Vinoth, Vijayan Savarinathan, Saravanan Sanmugom, and a TikTok user who goes by the username crime_man. All four had made offensive videos following the Era FM controversy. Aaron said their actions were unacceptable and said he is giving a stern warning to all not to repeat these irresponsible acts. He also called on the police and the MCMC to take the necessary action against those who spread irresponsible content. He says strict action must be taken to ensure that the safety and harmony of the community is always preserved. Meanwhile, Aaron highlighted that his ministry is carrying out ongoing efforts to educate Malaysians about each other's faiths and cultures through programs such as the Speak Good campaign. Meanwhile, M. Saravanan has called on authorities to not be selective when acting against those who touch on racial and religious sensitivities. MIC Deputy President M. Saravanan has called on the government to act swiftly against those who smear religion on social media without fear or favor. He said this is as the trend has the potential of destroying the nation's peace and harmony. In a statement today, Saravanan cited the incidents where 3 Era FM hosts courted public backlash over their video mocking the Taipusam Kavadi ritual and said that such condemnation should also be extended to those who belittle other religions. He pointed to controversial preacher Zamri Vinoth as someone who has a long track record of making inflammatory remarks under the pretense of religious preaching, which sowed discord among Malaysians through the spread of harmful narratives. He also said action must be taken against individuals like Vijayan Savarinathan, who has insulted and criticized Islam. Saravanan stressed that racial and religious harmony must be upheld at all costs, and we cannot afford to allow any individual, regardless of their background, to threaten unity. For this, he said consistency in action is needed, and there can't be selective enforcement when it comes to matters of racial and religious sensitivity. He said authorities must apply the law fairly and firmly to all parties who threaten the peace and harmony of our nation. Moving on to the Era FM issue, MCMC has issued a notice of intention on license suspension to Astro Audio, the operator of Era FM. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission has handed Asyraf Audio, the operator of radio station Era FM, with a notice of intention to license suspension. This came following a viral video of its presenters mocking a Hindu religious ceremony. In a statement, MCMC said the license holder has been given 30 days to submit a response before any decision is made. In another development, MCMC said investigation papers will be submitted to the Deputy Public Prosecutor today in relation to a video that mocked the Hindu religion uploaded to Era FM's TikTok account. MCMC said it had summoned Astro's top management on March 4th, and investigations are being carried out under Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. Previously, Inspector General of Police Razaruddin Hussain said investigation papers by the police would be submitted to the Attorney General's chambers soon. 6 individuals from the radio station had presented themselves at Bukit Aman Police Headquarters to provide statements yesterday. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Kim Ilia. Thanks for watching.